What's poppin', Carolina Nation, and all my Pantherologists? Pantherologists, instead of giving you my initial thoughts about the loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm going to talk about something that's kind of been like daunting on my mind about things I've heard and comments I've seen, tweets, stuff on Facebook, talking about how we need to draft a quarterback or sign a quarterback or whoever the case may be, and that Teddy Bridgewater is not the answer and all that. Well, I'm here to tell you that Teddy Bridgewater is not the problem. But before we get into that topic, pound that like button, pound the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below at the end of the video. Let me know what you think. And as always, click that notifications bell so you get the new videos when they come out. So this has been really on my mind, and oftentimes it just doesn't seem right. It's really mind-blowing to me a little bit. I'm not saying I'm a football genius, but I also feel like I know a little bit more than a lot of people. But anyways, let's get into this. So, oftentimes when teams fall into an extending losing streak and start piling up all these losses, the blame usually goes to the quarterback. However, that shouldn't be the narrative when we're talking about the Carolina Panthers. Now, Teddy Bridgewater has played extremely well at times, and to be quite honest, has exceeded expectations for his first year back in a starting role. He's completed over 70% of his passes and is at the top of the league in completion percentage. Does he fear defenses the same way Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or Kyler Murray do? No, but he can carve a defense up, and especially if he's given enough time to go through his progressions. Now, I understand the frustration with the organization and how they parted ways with Cam Newton. I agree. They went about it the wrong way. But it is what it is, and you can't let that interfere with the evolution of Teddy Bridgewater. The fact of the matter is that this team needs a hell of a lot to become competitive. And upgrading the quarterback position should not be a top priority. The offensive line has been a big problem all season long. And aside from right tackle Taylor Moton, I don't know if anyone's job is safe for the future. I mean, game after game, Bridgewater is under duress and has to avoid pressure. And when you don't have a back like Christian McCaffrey to turn around and hand it off to, it almost forces you to be a pass-heavy attack, even with Mike Davis playing well in McCaffrey's place. The offensive line is something the Panthers need to address this offseason, whether it be in free agency or in the draft. They need to do something to upgrade their pass protection. Flipping over to the other side of the ball, well, yeah, it's just been a total dumpster fire. Outside of a few bright spots like Shaq Thompson and Brian Burns and Derek Brown and Jeremy Chin, there's not much to be excited about. That side of the ball has been decimated with injuries. But even when the majority of the starting lineup is healthy, it's still a lackluster of a defense. Carolina has absolutely no pass rush. They have poor linebacking play and a very thin secondary, which is why you're seeing some of these poor results. When you look at the team's losses, the offense put up 30 points versus Las Vegas, 24 versus a tough New Orleans Saints defense, and 31 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Sure, the offense had a chance to win the game at the end of each of those three games. But what about the poor play of the defense throughout the entirety of those games? Now, I understand wanting to talk about the unsuccessful final drives of the game. But there were 3.5 other quarters of football in those games where the defense just couldn't get off the field. I don't think you can see how Bridgewater has played compared to the offensive line and all 3 levels of the defense and think that an upgrade at the quarterback will ultimately just do the trick. Let's not forget, just a year ago, Bridgewater went 5-0 with the Saints team when Breeze was out because he had talent all around him. He had protection. He had a defense, and it resulted in him winning games. Drafting a quarterback or signing one in free agency this offseason would not move the needle for this team. If Carolina can pour some emphasis into the O-line and that defense this offseason, you're going to get a much better product. If you draft a quarterback high, what does that accomplish? You're still going to have to fix those glaring issues, and using a first-round pick on a position that doesn't need addressed. It would just be a waste of a pick. Now, unless he just absolutely starts stinking it up, for a lack of better terms, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. And that's not a bad thing. So guys, that are my thoughts. Really based off just some things I've seen lately, and I just kind of wanted to get all that off my back. Now, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Pound that like button. Pound the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I keep telling y'all, there's better days ahead coming with this team. I just think also there's some things that they need to address than the quarterback position. The offensive line and the defense needs help. And drafting or getting free agents, getting some guys that can help, that's where it starts, especially in those positions. And as always, Panther Nation and Pantherologists, keep pounding.